Hello and welcome to this video. Today we're going to descale the Delonghi La Specialista Opera model machine. Descaling is something very important so that your machine stays working for you for a long time to come. Because if you don't descale, look at what can happen. I don't bother using filtered water for this water cooker, if you can see in there, and therefore, man, those minerals just build up quickly. Now, you don't want that happening inside your espresso machine because what it can do is it can clog the thin lines that are inside the machine and eventually give it essentially a heart attack. Now, these machines generally do come with one packet with 100 milliliters of liquid in there to get started with, and you can buy these bottles. These have got 500 milliliters for 5 uses. So I would suggest picking yourself up some of this stuff to keep for the future. And I will put some links in the description down below for your use. Descaling is a pretty simple process. Delonghi has made it just a little bit easier. If you take a look here on the water tank, which I've already emptied, there are 3 levels on here. There's level A, and you're supposed to put the descaler up to level A. Then there's level B, and you fill up with water on top of the descaler up until that level. That's your descaling solution. And then for the rinse, you fill it up all the way to max level and then rinse it through. So let's just get started here. My machine is telling me, based on this light right here, that I need to descale. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm just going to pour in 100 milliliters of this descaling solution. This is from Delonghi, up to level A. Oh, and I nearly skipped a step. You're supposed to remove, if you've got soft balls inside or if you have a water filter in there, remove those things first. So I've got the descaler solution in there up until level A, and now I'm going to put water in up to level B here. So good to go. We've got our descaling solution ready. Let's drop that into the back of the machine. Now there's a couple more things to do. Before you get started, make sure that your drip tray is emptied out. Make sure your portafilter is removed, and make sure that you've got a large container to catch the water. We're gonna put this underneath the brew group, the water spout, and also under the steam wand. Okay, next step, all we have to do is press this cup button here until the descaling light starts to flash. And now, to start the process, just press the OK button. So now you can see the machine is going to emit that descaling solution through the brew group, through the water spout, and through the steam wand. This process can take a little while, so I will see you in a little bit. Okay. Alrighty, so now we can see that that first descaling part is finished because now the light is blue here. That is telling us, okay, the descaler is completely through the machine. So I'm just going to remove this container here full of descaling solution and dump this. And just to be sure, I'm also going to remove the drip tray and dump that. And so now the next step is we got to remove the water tank, dump out the remnants of the descaling solution. And then I'm going to give this a really good rinse and fill it up to the max level for the rinse. Put that in the machine. We're going to put our container back in there. Press the OK button to start the rinse. All right, the machine is finished rinsing, so now it's time to empty out my container here. I'm going to empty out my drip tray. And now it's time to remove the water tank and prepare it with fresh water. Okay, so as you can see here, the machine only used about half the water in the tank for rinsing, or about 1 liter. So I'm gonna dump the rest of this rinsing water out and fill it up with fresh filtered water. So it's at this point that if you do happen to use water filters, you can put your water filter back in, like so. If you happen to use the softballs, you can dump those in right now. We're gonna put this back into the machine, and we're good to go. All descaled and ready to make some delicious espressos and cappuccinos. In the next part of the video, we're gonna look at how to backflush the machine. So my machine did come with 2 cleaning tablets. So the purpose of these things is to clean out the brew group back through the solenoid, down the path into the drip tray. It's easy to prepare. All you have to do is put in the single basket. I had the double in there. So this is the single right here. You stuff this little rubber backflushing disc in there. And they say to push it all the way in until it hits the bottom. Then you take one of these cleaning tablets, puncture it here out of its package, and put it directly in the middle, right there like that, of that backflushing disc. Now, put this in the machine. And before we start the backflush, we are going to remove the drip tray here and make sure that this has been emptied. Now, before you start the backflushing process, make sure you got enough water in there. It uses about that much. I'd say probably 200 milliliters at least. So make sure you got a half a tank of water in there, and then you can get started. Now we're gonna hold down the temperature button until this indicator light up here with the triangle starts to blink. Okay, that's blinking orange, and now you can just press the OK button to start the backflushing process. So what it's going to do is spurt some water on top of that cleaning tablet and kind of dissolve it, and it's going to do that multiple times and open up the solenoid and allow that stuff to backflush out of the system, cleaning that whole water circuit. All right, we know that we're all finished because this light right here is illuminated blue. So let's remove our portafilter, and there you should be able to see a bit of creaminess from the soap. So we're gonna just dump that into the drip tray. We're going to remove that rubber disc, and we're gonna give this whole thing a rinse. So I'm gonna press the OK button to start the rinse. So I'm just gonna put that disc underneath, rinse that off, and I'm gonna put the portafilter underneath there as well. Give everything there a real nice rinse. And now you're good to go. There's one more important thing I wanted to mention. You can descale your machine, and you can also backflush it at any time. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching the video. I hope that it was helpful. And until next time, I say happy coffee drinking and happy espresso drinking. Bye now.